What a moment today could bring. For the first time, starting as a club in the lowest playable division that's semi-professional, we have a chance to win the Premier League. This is a rare and decisive triple header, and if we get out on top, we could be Premier League champions. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 132 of this FM22 One Club story from Hemel Hempstead Town with me, Daniel. After 15 seasons, we have 3 horrible fixtures to end a Premier League season. But if we can do our best, if we can get results, we will be Premier League champions at the end of today. The best thing is in our hands. We're in top spot, but only by a point. The gap has narrowed significantly. We start with first v second as we face Manchester United, the club that tried to get us in the summer. But then, don't rule out third place Liverpool, 4 points behind us. We play them in the second of the 2 games today. And on the final day, it's 7th place Tottenham at home. They're scrapping for Europe. They finished second last season and they've got the best centre-half in the world. So this is just about the worst finish to a season we could have asked for. And if we get enough points to win the title, it will probably be one of my greatest ever FM achievements. So if you're looking forward to finding out if we can do it and you are enjoying the tension in this title race, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. We had a similarly tense episode in our Helsingborg save yesterday. You can find that in the eye above, as well as our new top 3 series, the football podcast, merchandise store and Twitch channel. And you can support the show as a channel member by clicking the join button down below. But thank you as always for your incredible support, as let's be honest, it doesn't get bigger than this. What I would give to have Mario Ricca back for these 3 games. Are we going to regret letting him go? But let's quickly have a look at what's been happening in the last couple of games. Because you were with me as we played against Valencia, that heartbreaking penalty defeat in the Champions League and the 1-0 defeat to Fulham. And our troubles on the road have continued quite a bit since then. We bounced back in style against Southampton. The 6-day break was massive. They were awful. Danny Harrison got a brace, should have got his hat-trick from the penalty spot, and Carlos Torres got one as well. But then the same issue after the international break. For some reason, we keep getting put on the Friday after the internationals, and it cost us big time here. German Moreira, unfortunately his goal wasn't enough, but we had a couple of players like Tyrese Ricketts who missed out just because they weren't back quick enough from the internationals, and look, we can't afford to miss players like that, not after losing Ricca in January. However, since then, we have done a little better. A 3-0 win at home to Sheffield United, Moreira, Torres and Martin with the goals. A 2-1 win at Wolves, and my word, what a moment it was. Danny Harrison, we've had a debate in the comments all season about what standard he is. Well, if we win the title, that goal will be the moment. I was basically jumping off the walls. It was a ridiculous moment. Mailton scored, it was cancelled out late on, and then we got the 93rd minute winner, which led to a red card just a moment or 2 later. We were, though, pegged back the Friday after as we become Friday night specialists against Crystal Palace, and we had the exact opposite emotion. We were ahead for so long, we dominated, couldn't take advantage, and then Francisco Machado in the 90th minute caused heartbreak in the Hemel Hempstead ranks. That's the reason we're not 3 points clear. We did have a youth intake off camera as well. We had it before the last episode, but it wasn't very good, which is why I didn't mention it. These are the players that have been signed from this year's intake, the best of whom is Parry. So he's actually a striker by trade. He's 6'1", he's a big lad. He'll be a professional footballer, but no one anywhere near the standard for Hemel Hempstead Town. Paul Holden, the next best, is an average player, and the same for Ruben Guedes, a Portuguese winger. But nothing standout, nothing to focus on, and that's good, because our attention needs to be on the pitch today. There's 3 games, all of the focus is going to be on the football. We've got most of our staff tied down to new deals. Liverpool have got themselves back in the title race, and this, with 1 point between the 2 sides, they've caught us and now overtaken us on the goal difference front. I don't think you can get much bigger than this. So let's go and get through to the team selection in front of a sold-out Hemel Hempstead Stadium and see what 11 we've picked for the biggest game of the season. Well, a couple of slight knocks and concerns. Jack Hanifan at centre-half, one of them, although he is probably now our backup central defender. Leacock and Hayes missing out as well. John Moore's back in goal, not quite been the same since his return from injury. Delgado and Chauvin at fullback, with Zaruk and Dura at the centre-halves, starting to form a good little partnership back there. We've got Arlan, Coronel, Moreira and Mailton, the midfield diamond. Coronel overtaken Ndu, and Ndu's had loads of injury problems yet again. You can see his match fitness just isn't there. And then in front of Mailton is Torres and Ricketts, the first choice strike partnership. Ricketts not scored in his last 5. We've got to give him that little kick up the backside. So let's do our usual. Criticise his recent form. I'm not worried about your goal scoring form. It'll come back soon enough. It normally works, that chat. Let's go and get into it. The big game to decide the title. What we've probably got to avoid is a draw, because then we might be saying the same next weekend. Let's go and get into it, find out how we get on. And here are the lineups as we face Diego Simeone's side. 3 players out for United, including our United head coach club legend, Gonzalo Inacio. They've also dropped out Makoko, who we briefly tried to sign in January, and Mason Mount, now 36 years of age, as the old signings continue across the board in this year's FM. The likes of Trincao, Tavares has had mentions here before, and Musiala, of course, superstars. So let's go and get into the first half. We can wrap up Champions League qualification today. That's also crucial for the second year in a row. But more importantly, we can really get one up in this title race. Into the first half, I'll take a boring 1-0. And now we've possibly got an issue, because Mailton has suffered a tight hamstring. There's no point us risking him. I'm going to wait till the highlights over, because you know my superstition. But then Carlos Martin will come on as Tavares heads over. Mailton off is a worry. Don't let him be out for more than a week as we head into the final games. We saw what not having a striker did, particularly in that Champions League tie. So let's hope we can avoid that. 0-0 at the break. We've had the only shots on target, but I don't think we can say we've dominated. I don't think we can say we deserve the win. We need to deliver something more, as Coronel's got a corner in towards Chauvin. Poby heads away. Someone we get linked with every transfer window, as Arlan, one of those returning from a knock today, finds Coronel and Dura. To Delgado, the other who's come back in. Zaruk to Arlan. I thought he was going to go back to the keeper there. Finds Chauvin on the right. A space to run into. Chance to deliver. Goes back to Coronel instead. Chauvin does deliver this time. Torres is up. Glancing header just wide. That was an opportunity. It stays 0-0. But we are creating a few half chances. Can we get the clear-cut one to follow? Well, it's at this point, with 20 minutes remaining, we have to make decisions, because Danny Harrison has been a hero off the bench and Tyrese Ricketts is not scoring goals. So let's get Harrison on. I know it's an unusual move, but Harrison and Torres will go up front. Then I'm going to have to take Chauvin off, who always struggles for fitness. He's got the added warning of a yellow card this time. So Danilo Jose is on. Takes away a bit of our threat in the air from set pieces, but hopefully that won't be costly and we can get those extra limbs running down the wing as Arlan finds Carlos Martin. Wouldn't mind a late goal today as Torres in towards the centre forward. Poby intercepts, Carlos Martin shoots. No backlift, it's a really good save. And United taking liberties back there, trying to play out from the back. Long ball finds Makoko though, doesn't get onto it. And unfortunately, we've not taken our chance again as Arlan with a free kick. Great save by the keeper. He gets a hand to it. I thought it might have hit the woodwork, but it's a corner kick. There's 7 minutes left. United's still not had a shot on target. We've had loads. As Zaruk head wide. Oh, that would have been the fitting ending. Not to be though. Look how much we've dominated. You can't miss chances like that. And a 0-0 draw does nothing for the tension here. It stays 1 point as we play 3 minutes over the allotted 2. Oh, that's so frustrating. 0-0 is the final score. We had the better of it, but it's a similar pattern to the Valencia game and to so many of those away games on and off camera. We're missing Mario Ricca. We're missing the ruthless streak. How costly is that going to be? Liverpool next week, now only 5 points behind us. If they win and United drop points, it could be 3 teams with a chance to win it on the final day. One hell of a title race, isn't it? Back in a moment for Game 2. Time for Game 2, and this one is now just as decisive following the result last weekend. Good news, we're guaranteed top 4. However, Manchester United and Liverpool can still catch us. If Liverpool win this, they will be 2 points behind us with a game in hand. And they'll be 1 point behind Manchester United with a game in hand. Manchester United are home in the Manchester Derby tomorrow. It's a fascinating finish to the season. and we've also got some injury news. We know we've got a budget for next season. I've also maybe got my Mario Ricca replacement found out, but injuries are continuing to come along at the wrong time. This time it's Ignacio Jura. Thankfully, Hanafan's almost back, so we will still have two strong centre-halves, but Hanafan's going to have to make it through 90 now. So let's go and get through to the lineups, see who's going to play, as another former head coach legend pops up. Christos Zolis is the left winger for Liverpool. I think they've still got Mbappe too. Well, a couple of changes, as we've quite often away from home in recent weeks gone for De Vita instead of Varlan. That's in a bid to shore us up since that Fulham defeat, and it has worked a little bit, so we're going to stick with him today. Hanafan is in at centre-half. They are the only two changes. Mailton makes it after his hamstring strain. But let's go and head to Anfield. The title race is no closer to being decided. If we lose today, though, we could be third favourites come the final day. Well, all the stars are not out for Liverpool, who have made 8 changes, including dropping Trent Alexander-Arnold and Kylian Mbappe and Essedin, who I think is the top scorer in the league. What on earth are they doing? Because most of them aren't on the bench. Have they got injury problems, or are they resting people for something bigger? Maybe they've had a Champions League game, I don't know. Let's have a look at what's going on with Liverpool. Right, so they've been playing the Champions League semi-final. They went out to Real Madrid. They've then got Arsenal this midweek. They've got an FA Cup final too. But in fairness, we've seen so many games where managers have played their first team no matter what condition they're in. Here, Liverpool are rotating and they've got fresh players out. So actually, this might be a tougher test than we've seen a lot of the time. Only way to find out though is head into the first half. Please, just let us get a result today. Well, a quiet 20 minutes as we're back on the left-hand side. Leicester youngster in real life, Luke Thomas, now an experienced pro here, linking up with his teammate Zolis as it finds its way through to Giovanni Reina. Ricketts intercepts, plays the long ball to Torres. Torres gets in. Great save by the keeper. Incidentally, in the other Champions League semi-final, Spurs won on penalties against Mario Ricca's Bayern. Ricca scored every goal for Bayern in that tie as the corner kick comes in, headed away as far as Coronel. And my word, are we missing his goal-scoring threat. But finally, we found a reasonably priced replacement, and I'm hopeful that next year that will make a big difference. Not going to help us in this title race, though, as now Chauvin's got injured too. Bruised knee. I'm going to try and get him through it, because Jose's not that fit either. So I'm going to try and get to half-time, but this is becoming a real problem now, as we're back with Delgado's throw on the left-hand side to Moreira. Liverpool definitely dominating the stats, as they do every time we face them in fairness. I think we beat them 1-0 at home on camera, didn't we? But we were battered for the most part, as Georgiou is down the left to Zolis. Former hero for us to Thomas, into Najar. Heads just wide. I hate it when we come up against players who have done well for us in other saves this year, because you just know how it's going to end, as Delgado on the left to Moreira. Ball inside to Mailton. We wouldn't mind a moment of magic in a game we've been pasted, but we give the ball away again. It's long forward. Hanafan wins the header. How long's he going to stay fit in this game? Hanafan again to De Vita. All the way back to the keeper, but not the worst decision under pressure. That is from John Moore, though. Poor kick. He gets away with it. Hanafan mops up, and Delgado can bring it away down the left. He loses it dallying in possession, and it's going to be costly too. The through ball puts them through 1-on-1. It's a great save from John Moore. He started that chaos at the back, but it has not been a good performance as Reina puts the corner in to the front post. Good header from Chauvin, still fit enough in the air. De Vita brings it away. He's got 2 up with him. Play the ball, man. Speed up. Everything's a little bit slow today. At half-time, we're going to have to take Chauvin off, but this has really been a poor effort. As again, Liverpool flying forward. They're all over us at the moment. It's attack v defence as Zolis finds Thomas. Down the left-hand side he goes. Releases Georgiou. There's 3 in the box. Goes back to Thomas again. Into the back stick. Najar's unmarked. Liverpool lead. We are throwing this away. And look, we said it when we were 6 or 8 points clear, however far it was. This isn't over because our final 3 games are awful. And it's proving that way. 1-0 Liverpool lead at the break. We're quite fortunate it's only that. So let's ask the lads to prove a point. Let's bring on Danilo Jose and hope in the second half we nick one from somewhere. Well, it's not looking likely as Liverpool have a throw-in just 2 minutes into the half. Gatica puts it through. Hanafan intercepts, but we look very shaky and we've got no outlet going forward. Torres isn't as good as Ricca. Ricketts is out of form at the worst possible time. I could just do with him smashing one in from distance. because we need to get him back in form. Mailton's not fit. Moreira's playing poorly. We're all over the place as Hanifan goes long. Easy for the defence to deal with as it's out to Reina and Gatica on the right, chance to cross. If it goes to 2, it's over. We've not scored enough goals recently to be confident, particularly on the road. Bongard gets it, delivers the cross, Zolis in. It's a wonderful save from John Moore and they keep it in on the left. Luke Thomas now, but thankfully it peters out. Hour on the clock, we're playing out from the back with Hanifan and Zaruk. Where on earth do we get the inspiration and who do we take off? Look at the ratings of Delgado, Moreira, Mailton, Torres. How do you choose? I mean, that's just a pass to nowhere. What on earth are we doing? We're not playing our normal game plan. We're just hoofing the ball in the air and hoping for the best. I'm going to have to shorten the passing range just so we don't keep getting overrun, but it's going to be too late regardless. Georgiousis in down the left-hand side. Back to Thomas. 4 in the box if they can find them. Good block. Mailton brings it away. But again, punt downfield. Torres chases, but he's never getting there. Liverpool back to the keeper. They start another wave of attacks as this time they switch it quick to the right. They're playing at an intense tempo and it works down the left to Najar, the goal scorer. In towards Gatica, volley's just wide. Let's make the changes. Mailton will come off for... I'm going to take a gamble here, I think. I'm going to go Louise for him and I'm going to go Undo for Moreira. We're going to go to the 4-1-3-2. We're going to go from slightly more direct passing to standard. And we're just going to try and work from that. So Undo will be box to box. Louise will be centre mid on attack. Or in fact, Coronel can be playmaker. Undo can be centre mid. Louise box to box. Half an hour to go. We're getting absolutely battered. But it's only 1-0 and it gives us a chance. Well, just under 10 minutes on the clock. It has stemmed the tide a bit in terms of Liverpool attacks, but we've offered nothing going forward. It would actually be a crime if we got something out of this. And we're not going to because they're on the front foot again. Thomas gets the ball into Gatica. It's a wonderful save. And John Moore is the only man covering himself in glory, which tells you everything you need to know about our performance. Reina puts the corner into. Root heads clear. Finds Ricketts. Holds the ball up. Let us nick one, please. Torres on the right-hand side. He's got support going forward, but he gives the ball away. It's so laboured and slow in possession. We're going to go out of first place surely by the end of the weekend. Liverpool 2 points behind us with a game in hand in midweek. Manchester United's game in hand is at home to City tomorrow, who have had a poor season. I wouldn't expect us to be top heading into the final day, but maybe that takes the pressure off as Louise chips forward. We can't say it's not a good title race as Liverpool look for one more. Goal difference could yet be crucial. I really want to avoid conceding a second. Madueke gets down the left-hand side. Back to Thomas. Support inside. They're keeping the ball so well. The changes have worked as they come down the left. But it's a free kick. Offside is given. We've got one last chance to punt it forward. I don't think it'll be long enough. We've played the 2 minutes. Zaruk will play out. But are we going to get it past halfway? Zaruk plays to Danilo Jose. Get the ball forward. It's too late. We lose 1-0. I mean, it should have been 3 or 4. We're going to say unlucky. We need to keep the lads on side. Let's see what position we're in on the final day, because the other two both have a game in hand now. The first of 2 big games that will decide how our fate starts on the final day. United versus City. Let's see the score. Well, that was resounding, wasn't it? Manchester United win 4-0. Goal difference now becomes a problem, because if we win on the final day and they draw, I'm pretty sure they've done it with a 6 aggregate lead there. Liverpool are ahead by 1 on goal difference now after beating us. Let's head to their midweek game against Arsenal. And here's the second one we need to keep an eye on. Liverpool's trip to the Emirates. Our weekend opponent Spurs are also playing. That's a good sign for us. They'll be a little less rested than us. Let's see the result though, because Liverpool could put us in 3rd place come the final day. Well, some good news at last. Liverpool have lost 2-0 at Arsenal. So United, heavy favourites to get a 4th title in a row. But we're in 2nd place and Liverpool not taken advantage, but I guess they had a Champions League semi-final, they've got an FA Cup final. They'll be happy enough with their season. But let's go and face Spurs and see if we can do the unthinkable. It all comes down to this. Manchester United heading away to Leicester on the final day of the season. We've got a home game against Spurs who are looking themselves at wrapping up European football. But how much more confident I would have been with our star striker in the ranks. Mario Ricca gone and we've struggled for goals since. Now you know why I didn't want to sell him last year. Chauvin's fit, Mailton's fit, everyone's fit just about for this game. Just Inacio Jura's still missing. So let's see our 11. I can't imagine there's much change. We're going to bring Arland back in the holding role. The rest of it, I'll probably keep the same, to be honest. So this is the 11 we're going to go for. We hope we can finally find some goals. All eyes are on the United result. If we win, we need a massive favour from Leicester. Well, 4 changes for Spurs, but the star man, Igor Rudd, is still up front. Scott Lane at the back, we know his quality, the skipper. But let's get the lads to prove a point. Let's look at the facts of it. We're probably not going to win by 6, given our struggle for goals recently. So even if we do win, we're going to need Leicester to win. Because the fact of the matter is, them getting a draw is not going to be enough. And look at it, they're behind already. Tavares has scored the goal for United. And I think this season is going to finish with disappointment. It's basically done already. United are 2-0 up. United are going to win the title. 25 gone. We're going to go positive because I at least want to finish with a win. 3-0 the score now. Makoko scores and we've got a corner. Mailton puts it in. Chauvin up, loses out in the air. Can we at least get a goal? Because without Rickard, we have been so toothless. Look at the last 2 episodes. Has that arguably cost us more than 175 million? Not winning the title. Going out of the Champions League in the last 16 because we couldn't take chances. As Coronel gives it to Mailton. Support from Ricketts. He's in 1-on-1. Needs to end the goal drought. And finally does. His place is up for grabs next summer. We've got the new signing secured. We'll meet him in the end of season review next time. But Ricketts, just too late, gets back to scoring form. I think United have won their game. It's safe to say. And it's the same at half-time. 1-0 to us, 3-0 to United. Let's look at the positives. As it stands, we're going to finish second here. Liverpool are winning, so we need to hold on. But second is one hell of an achievement. But we've got to push on from that. And with Ricker the first half of this year, maybe it was our best chance. Who knows? As the route comes down the right to Chauvin. These lads have got a lot of work to do. And we've got a lot of contracts to get sorted as well. As Torres scores, it's a poor clearance from the Tottenham keeper. Coronel lays him in for the second. We've got loads of these lads coming down to 2 years left on their contract. We're going to have to push them on to the next level wage-wise. This is going to be the most crucial summer of the save if we're going to make the top. We've done our job today. We've won our game, but the last 2 have cost us. We played the 2 sides directly below us and we're just not good enough. It's as simple as that. Locatelli down the left to Cassier for Spurs as we come into the last half an hour. Gets to the byline, delivers the cross. Delgado heads away well. Burt gets it on the right, finds his man down the line. Takes on Delgado, beats him to the byline. Cuts the crossing, Rudd with the header. I have no idea how that stays out. Zaruk clears downfield, but it's coming straight back. Locatelli to Cassier on the left. Chance to get the crossing yet again. His delivery's been good, but Chauvin does brilliantly. Really well to win it. Though it's a free kick on the other side. Burke delivers. Chauvin heads clear again. The ball comes out to the edge of the box. It's Spurs' dominance at the moment. How on earth have they not scored a goal? Locatelli back to Lane. Here's Skyham. Back to Locatelli again. Cassier on the left. Oh, Chauvin's flown in there. Misses the man, thankfully. But Spurs, I'd be surprised if they don't score soon. Burke gets the ball to Hassanaj. Through ball to Rudd. Great save, John Moore. Chauvin, what are you doing? Oh, you've had a good game. Why do that? Why are you trying to pass back there? We've got direct passing on, and you've tried to pass it back to the keeper who's on the floor having made a save. Oh, you absolute clown. Seriously. Never seen anything like it. He's coming off now for Danilo Jose. And we'll also bring off Moreira for Arthur and Do. And in fact, no, do you know what? Look, the title's done now. We'll bring on Louise instead. Louise on in centre midfield, and hopefully the youngsters can get some game time. 10 minutes to go, and if we're being honest, this has been a really even game. Chances on target, expected goals, possession, a lot. But the one thing we've got is the extra goal, and maybe that today is of all days the most ironic thing, that we've been ruthless in a game where it's too late. As Torres flicks on for Ricketts in 1-on-1, now he's found his goal scoring form. You could have done that at home to United, mate, and we'd be champions. But we can't complain. We're second in the league. Ricketts has scored. He's wanted by Manchester City, but will be going nowhere. With 5 minutes left. We've won the final day, as of Manchester United. But it's not enough. We've just missed out. Hassanaj goes back to the goalkeeper. Spurs looking to build some attacks. Raphael just outside his own box. Goes for the long ball out to the left-hand side. Easy for Danilo Jose to deal with, though. Hopefully he won't pass it straight to Igor Rudd. He doesn't. Zaruk out to Hanifan. Playing into midfield, he's got space to run into, finds Ricketts, running behind from Mailton, there's a man inside him in Coronel, finds Torres with a great pass instead, and it's straight through to Raphael. It stays 3-1 into stoppage time. It's been a good performance though, as Mailton finds Arlan and Ricketts, loses out, but it's straight back to Mailton and Luiz. He gives it to Delgado, out to Danilo Jose on the right, and he forces it inside. Luiz the wonder kid, great ball through, Coronel makes the run. He's beaten the keeper and missed an open goal. That is madness. I mean, we're seeing a lot of this game. It's a very good one. But it's not going to be enough. And I'm still worried about the chances we're missing. We need the big striker to deliver when he comes in the summer. We need additions elsewhere too. But Ricketts has hit the post. We've been dominant towards the end. But it is going to be a 3-1 win. And ultimately, disappointment to go with it. Our first season in 4, don't forget, without a trophy. And that's the scale of our achievement at this club. We've still not won the big 2. And this, I don't know if we're going to get a better chance to win the Premier League than this. As they come down the left-hand side, Spurs. We don't want to let in a second. Gaspar beats his man. Great block from Jose. Recovered really well. It's out for a throw. That should be it. We're going to finish in second place. A record high for the club. But what might have been? 1 goal, 1 taken chance against United. And we would be lifting the title now. 3-1 it finishes to Hemel Hempstead Town, but second place is the best we can do in the Premier League. And there is the confirmation. We'll reflect on what that means and a very big summer ahead in our end of season review next time out. We'll discuss our summer transfer plans and look at what might have been. We'll also get an update on Rickett and the likes too. If you did enjoy this episode, seeing us just agonisingly miss out on the title, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Please let me know in the comments how crucial you thought the sale of Rickett was to that, because the last 2 episodes, we've just not been able to score when it matters. If you want to stay up to date and find out who the big new summer signing is up front, then subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. So thank you for your support as always. Yesterday's Helsingborg video is above my head now, and I'll see you back here in a couple of days' time to meet our new star striker and plan for a big summer. See you there.